Hi readers, Chris here. Today I'm going to be going over my goals for 2022. When I first started putting this list together, everyone talks about their New Year's resolutions, and I started thinking about all the normal things. I want to eat healthier, work out more, stop drinking so much. But then I thought about it and I was like, I'm not really going to do any of those things. So, how about I come up with some things that I actually can do? And that brings me to my book goals for 2022. And of course, I will say this at the end, but I also want to hear what bookish goals you have. So, make sure you let me know in the comments section below. So, I'm going to start off with number one, which should be no surprise to anybody. And that's going to be continuing my Stephen King journey by reading one Stephen King book a month. I tried to read one Stephen King book a month last year, but I got hung up with It and The Talisman. I think took a little bit longer than a month because some of those books are really, really big. And I looked up the next 12 books on my list. Right now I am reading The Drawing of Three, and then I've got Misery, The Tommyknockers. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Doris Claiborne, I think. And this one, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, that is a big book. It's a big book. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do one a month, but I'm really, really, really going to try because I'm really trying to get up into like the 90s. I'm only in the 80s right now. So my goal is to get into the 90s and read one book a month. My second bookish goal for 2022 is to finish the series I have already started. Because yes, I started a ton of new series last year and I have not finished a lot of them. Just to name a few, there was I read the first An Ember in the Ashes. So I only read the first one, so I still have quite a few books to go in that series. I read Kingdom of Brass, which was only book one, so I have a lot more of those books to go. Red Queen, I've read two of those books. I've got two more to go. I have to read the last book of the Mistborn series. So, needless to say, I want to get some of these series finished before I actually start some new ones. Even though I'm already technically starting new ones, but my goal is not that. My goal is to finish the series I've already started. So as long as I finish these before the end of the year, then I will have met that goal. I think I can do it. Goal number 3 is I want to read more Grimdark fantasy. I did not even know that Grimdark fantasy was a thing until last year. When I first started reading The Poppy War, that was recommended to me by one of my followers over on Bookstagram. I absolutely loved it, and not only because it's a great story, but because it introduced me to this whole new genre of books, which are fantasy books, like adult fantasy books that are like super dark and gritty and violent. And even though I might appear to be a happy, cheery person, I also have a dark side, and I really love grimdark fantasy. So I need help with this one. The only one I really have on my shelf that I'm going to try to read is the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. I have the first book here, The Blade Itself. I think I have books 3, 4, and then Best Served Cold, which is like, I don't think it's part of this series. I think it's like separate. So I still need to get book 2. But if you have any grimdark fantasy recommendations, please leave them down below because I really want to explore this genre more. I really want to because I love the Poppy War so much, and I've heard really good things about the First Law trilogy, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But I still want to keep exploring this genre, so yes, I'm repeating myself now and rambling, but grimdark fantasy recommendations, if you have them, leave them below. Next up is that I want to read more of my book box books. I cannot even tell you like how many books I have now that have come in my book boxes. So that's my Spear Crate book box and then Owl Crate, which I kind of stopped like halfway through the year. I kind of picked it up again a little bit at the end of the year, but I haven't really been like doing unboxing videos, but I have a whole stack of books and I've read some of them. So this past year I read it was The Good Ones. There was that one over the summer. What was it called? As Far as You'll Go. Tokyo Ever After ended up on my top 10 of the year, so that was a really good one. The Bright and the Pale was not so good, so that wasn't good. But there's definitely been some good ones in there, so I want to try and get through more of them because I haven't stopped my subscriptions, so they're going to start coming again. And before they do, I figure I should probably catch up on the ones I already have, and I have at least 12 that I haven't read. So I'm going to try to read one a month. I technically haven't started one yet, but as soon as I do this video, I'm going to pick one out. I'm going to start it. You can hold me to it when I do my wrap up at the end of the month. I'll let you know which one I picked out. Last but not least, goal number 5 is that I want to do more buddy reads. I want to find a way to connect with more people about books and talk to more people about books. And it seems like the easiest way to do that is through buddy reads. So I am super thankful and lucky that I have 2 buddy reads lined up so far. I have one in February, and that's going to be reading Misery by Stephen King with one of my followers over on Bookstagram. And then in March, I think it's March, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to be reading Wolf Hall with my fellow booktuber reading nymph, who I got her to read Philippa Gregory's The Other Boleyn Girl, which she really, really liked. And this is kind of supposed to be a historical fiction that takes place in that same time period. I have had this book on my shelf for years, like way, way, way too long. So it's definitely about time that I read it. So those are 2 to start off the year with. I definitely want to do more. So I'm thinking that at some point in the next few months, so before the end of March, because that's when this buddy read will end, or maybe it'll go on longer, I don't know. But around that time, I'm going to try to put out a list of things I'm interested in reading, see if anyone else is interested in reading these things. That way, hopefully, I can get some people together and either buddy read, do a group read, just do something. I want to get more people involved in reading because I love talking to people about books. I mean, that's why I'm doing this, really, because I love books and love talking to people about books. And now I'm ranting again, so I'm going to stop now. Buddy reads, that's my last goal. Like I said, I've got 2 lined up, but I want to keep going. I want to do it throughout the entire year. If you are interested in doing a buddy read with me or a fellow booktuber or anything like that, definitely let me know in the comment section below so I know that there is interest out there. That is all for today. Just a quick little video on where I see myself in my bookish journey this year. What do you think, Meepers? Do you think those are good goals? No, you're not interested? Okay. Meeper says she's not interested, she doesn't care. But if you care, give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel, and Meepers and I will be talking to you later. Oh, no kisses today. Okay. All right, everyone. Happy reading. I don't have anything for you. Are you looking for something? Oh, thank you. There's my kisses.